Hello and welcome to the World Sports Blockchain Summit. My name is Anya and I will be your host today. The World Sports Blockchain Summit is the largest live online event for crypto investors, athletes, and sports enthusiasts. We have prepared a top lineup of speakers today, with some joining us live in studio, while others dialing in remotely with their contribution. While our focus will be on sports industry and blockchain, our speakers come from different backgrounds and will give us a comprehensive insight into what future will bring to this exciting crypto world we live in. The World Sports Blockchain Summit is hosted by SportyCo, the world's first decentralized sports investment ecosystem. At SportyCo, we believe that every promising athlete deserves the opportunity to pursue their professional career, and every small investor should be able to back an athlete they believe in. Unfortunately, professional sports today has a high entry barrier, both for athletes and small investors. Especially up-and-coming athletes at the outset of their professional careers face a lot of issues related to funding their training and participation in events across the globe. Also, many sports clubs and other sports organizations deal with severe financial and liquidity issues. SportyCo is about to change this. SportyCo will remove these barriers by deploying a blockchain-based crowdfunding platform serving athletes, clubs, and other sports organizations in raising the funds required to achieve athletic success and enable a wider community to invest in sport. By disrupting the existing model for financing participants in sports, SportyCo will open a new chapter in the sports industry, democratizing the sports investments. The SportyCo project is supported by numerous luminaries and celebrities, both from the sports industry as well as from the blockchain and business world, with the latest ambassador, Louis Figo, joining our ranks this week. You'll be able to listen to some of the most celebrities and other renewed names supporting SportyCo later on, as well. We have several of our advisors among the speakers on the summit. But let's shift and focus back on today's happening. Our speakers today have a wide array of experience from the worlds of sports, finance, business, and blockchain. They build their knowledge throughout the years and decades of bringing successful new products and ideas to the market. And in the next couple of hours, they will share some of the knowledge, of course, with us, tuning in to our live stream. And before we dig into the nuances of how to integrate blockchain technology in the business world and the sports industry, let's take a step back. And those who follow the summit from the sporting part, but are not very well versed in the details of how the blockchain technology actually works. So explaining a little bit. Joining me here right now in the studio is Robby Schwertner, yeah?
Hello.
Or better said, CryptoRobby, a name well known to everyone who follows SportyCo and the blockchain world in general. He's one of the best known cryptocurrency speakers in the world, and therefore a regular feature and, of course, figure on stage at the biggest conferences in the world. So Robby will also join us again later on with a more in-depth lecture on how to leverage these new technologies to give added value to the ecosystem and the community. But first, let's dig into the short beginner's lecture answering a very relevant question, actually. What is blockchain, and the blockchain everybody's talking about? What is it?
That's a big question, Anya. Thank you very much for the introduction. Blockchain is a very difficult word. Even the word blockchain, I mean, this word is already hard to pronounce. Yeah, it starts from the word. When we talk about blockchain, we compete with other buzzwords like artificial intelligence, like virtual reality. Blockchain is very much linked to Bitcoin. So that's where we start. Blockchain, to put it very simple, it's a decentralized database. Okay. The IT guys, they now open their eyes, are very happy about it. But in general, blockchain is indeed a so-called distributed ledger technology. DLT, how it's called. Good. Still, we don't know more. Blockchain was founded in the 2008 in a scientific paper. It was written by Satoshi Nakamoto. This person or group of persons had the idea that we don't want to centralize data like the internet. Internet is a centralized system. You have servers where you store the data. Okay. The problem with these servers is they can be hacked. We heard of Facebook, data was stolen, and we know of banks, sometimes things are stolen from there, data are stolen, hacked by hackers. With blockchain, the clever idea is you just cut out the server. You just take it away. Okay, so which means no servers anymore. But the idea is to give everyone the complete set of data. Interesting. So everyone, like the internet, many users, millions of users, will receive all the data. That's interesting.
So it's not as sensible, it's more powerful?
The idea is to give everyone everything. So if one is hacked, if like I'm hacked with my database, the other users, and in the beginning it's hard, you know, if you have a few users, then it's difficult. But if you have millions of users, then you can check the data. And then you see, okay, this Robby's database is maybe hacked and the others are still fine. So you continue with the majority. And you see now here is kind of democratic principle inside this blockchain, which means the majority has the rule and you continue with the data which are not disrupted. But still, that's very hard to explain, I guess. What Satoshi Nakamoto had in mind in this very first scientific paper when he described Bitcoin was, we want to cut out the middleman. I don't know, they didn't think about the middle person, middle woman, so they said middleman, okay. The idea is it's a peer-to-peer technology. Good, what does it mean? If, for instance, if I transfer you money, how would that work? I take out my phone, and I could take out my phone. Okay, let's take out. So I would go to my app, yes, and I would like write 100 to Anja. So I would know your account number, and maybe you would take out your phone if you have one.
If I had one,
okay. I assume you have one. So let's assume you have one. There would show up 100. Okay. What I do is I have here 100 to Anja, and you have it later on 100 more, let's take euro, 100 euro, and I have 100 less. But what happens in the background? In the background it happens like I write 100, it goes to my bank, and the bank says, okay, this is Robby Schwertner, he has 100 euro on his account, and he is allowed to transfer it. Good. Next it goes to your bank, and the bank says, yeah, right, this is Anja's account, and it's possible to transfer. And then it goes to your mobile phone. Good. So you have two units of trust in between, which means you need a bank and controls. They must check, they must save the data, they must update it.
And provision.
Exactly. What blockchain does is we could also agree to something else. We could agree, we take another system. Let's call it WhatsApp. I write 100 here, and you get it directly. Yeah. So okay, I send you. Anja gets plus 100. Okay. We know each other, so we could deal with that. But the charm and the beauty of blockchain technology is that even although you don't know a person, you could transfer data and you can transfer funds, which means I write 100 here, and we agree that we use a new WhatsApp, and this WhatsApp is called blockchain technology. So we agree all these nodes that we use this to transfer, for instance, money. And that would mean I transfer 100 here, and directly to you via this WhatsApp or this SMS or Telegram, you can call it like you want, directly to you. What's the result? You don't need any banks.
Yeah.
They are gone. And that's what's called cutting out the middleman. That's cutting out this...
The provision, yeah.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
the time, of course.
That's for money. So the big change between internet and blockchain is, internet was the age where we had access to information. So when I remember, you know, when I was at the end of my studies, I was Googling in the mid-90s the first time. It was so wonderful. I could access the world through the computer. I could Google and find every word I wanted to, and I had access to this big ecosphere of information. So the internet is a network of information. With blockchain, that's and that's why I'm so in love with this technology.
I can see that.
Yeah, sometimes I'm too much in love. Maybe I just have these pink glasses. I just see the advantages and wonders and beauties. So blockchain has the ability to transfer funds, value. So internet, transfer of information. Blockchain, transfer of value.
You said it's so good. So well.
That's it. Why? Yeah, is it okay? I mean, it's blockchain is still hard. Yeah, the word, I don't know. Can they not have a nice word like, I don't know, like fruits, pears, apple? Yeah,
no,
that's another. No,
really
apple
well.
is blocked. They cannot use it. Mango, you know, whatever. So you can transfer these assets. Good, but you cannot only. I entered this sphere maybe 3 years ago. I was working for the Austrian Research Fund. And we came with these research projects to the point where energy could also be transferred. Not the energy itself, that would kill the computer because this big current, but you can measure the energy in form of kilowatt hours. You can say, okay, I transfer to somebody photovoltaic energy to another one and cut out the utility company. So directly transfer to a company which needs funds, directly the funds. That's the idea. You can transfer kilometers. You can use it for car sharing. You say the unit is not euro or dollar or Bitcoin, yeah, but it's kilometers.
It's value, like you said before, beautifully.
Yeah. You actually, and that's this disruptive and really revolutionary approach.
It is.
And I had to read about it, and that's what I'm here. I study this still. I have still lots to learn. People call me expert. I'm far from being expert because it's so rich, and the applications are from supply chain, energy, so many applications. And today we're talking about sports.
Yeah.
What's doing with sport? What do you put the sport on blockchain? Actually, in sports you can do a lot. For instance, you can try to, with the blockchain, you can try to link people on the one hand side who need funds for their whatever, what they do. And on the other hand side, you have investors. At the moment, so you can try to establish an ecosystem where you transfer the funds directly to people in need. For instance, you can think of charity. You can also transfer easily funds from people who in the first world, who have funds, directly to people in Africa who are in need. It still needs NGOs. It still needs people who control this. I also think that banks will not die. You know, we will still have banks in the moment. But what I see, blockchain opens a new door to so many beautiful applications, and sports is one of it. And I think SportyCo, as it's one of its kind, there is no other platform far away in this. So SportyCo is really trying to bring sports on blockchain, brings data on athletes on blockchain. So that's the beauty also. You can really try with SportyCo to link athletes which want to boost their career and finance it through investors. And not only the big investors. That's also the beauty. You know, blockchain has a community part also.
Yes.
You have young, motivated people who now see the chances there that they can be part of this big blockchain community and support the system. Lots of programmers. I work with lots of programs. I recently was in Moscow on the WSBSummit. They told me, yeah, it's so cool. We just program here. We don't care about money. We just want to do the coding. We love this improving the system. So you have these grassroots people who try to improve this blockchain technology. So there are thousands working on it.
As I heard, you actually were, let's say, one of the first who actually started working or loving the blockchain technology or the ecosystem. Tell me, so, I mean, like before it was...
I was corrected.
Cool.
I was corrected.
Oh.
I was definitely not one of the first,
no,
but I started some years ago. There were others who started much earlier. So
let's say
right,
first,
yeah.
or in the beginning, before
Yes.
it was cool, yeah?
Maybe my love is very big. My love to blockchain is very big. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so this is, if we focus on sport, so this is, okay, of course, a summit of blockchain and SportyCo.
Yeah.
What's your sport? What do you love?
Ice hockey. I play ice hockey since I was very young.
Oh, good.
And I played not professional, but I still play, so it's quite some years. It's a lot of years I play. And I do this every Friday with a group here. I'm from Austria, so we have an Austrian team.
Beautiful.
And we play that. And I see the younger people now, younger crowds following. And in Austria, I have also the countryside where they don't have so much chances. And I see that they have these kind of schools for ice hockey, for instance. These schools are completely underfunded. It's not only in Austria.
There you go.
Yeah.
And this would help.
Exactly, definitely. It could bring a new crowd of people, not only the clubs. Now it's confined to the clubs and really concentrated. The clubs say, okay, he's good, he's not good, she is good, she's
only
not good.
Only for the best, yeah.
Yeah, and this would be a chance that you select an athlete, you like him over the internet and say, okay, I will support his career directly. And that would be a good chance to bring new people together also, like the internet. It's the idea of the internet, but includes funds. That's such a big difference. And for sports, I see just take also, you could bet on somebody. You need this sport betting, this funding of infrastructure. So there is also real estate blockchain projects where we see that coming. So it could fund the infrastructure. But coming back to my sport, beloved ice hockey, for instance, it could be a possibility to support poorer countries. Countries, maybe in ice hockey, it's the northern part of the hemisphere in Africa. It's also play, but you could bring for sports people who are underprivileged. You could bring into, give a chance. So there is lots of hope.
It's a chance, it's a hope.
It's a hope, and it's a hope technology.
This was really nice talking to you. We're coming back, of course. And really insightful. Thank you very much for now.
Thank you also. I'm very glad to be here.
Thank you. Well, so we actually are going forward because the time is not on our side and we have a full schedule. So Robby will, of course, join me again later.